Try again.
Hi, it's me, the Fly, from the vice presidential debate. Yeah, the one that was on Mike Pence's head for 2 minutes straight. I know you have questions. Well, I have answers, and I might also have COVID. I get my results next week. But let's get serious. I'm what the country really needs right now. Real humor and a distraction from this shit show. You know, I was sent by the bees, and they're really sick and tired of these guys denying science. Yeah, even us bugs are teaming up. Climate change is real, and they're letting the world burn around us. You need to vote for someone cool. Someone fly. Vote for me this coming November. Not on the ballot, but buzz me in. The Fly with a plan. Let's make America fly again.
That was the one.
Welcome back to Come Correct. We're mixing things up.
Welcome back, guys. Now I want to introduce you to our newest segment. It's called Ask The Coven. Every week we'll put out a post on our Instagram or one of our social media pages, and we'll have you DM us your questions that you might want advice or something you might want us to chat about. So let's get started. Let's dive right in. What's our first question or post or DM that we received?
Our first question, I don't know
What?
Almost on Abuela.
I was gonna do a voice, but I didn't commit. And here we are as I stall to pull up the next prompt, which you will hear now. My problem is my sister and her dumbass baby daddy. Please send help. We need Jesus. What do we do with dumbass baby daddies?
Ooh, so what's the context? What's the background?
I think that we should leave him to the women, the Council of Women. I think that's what should happen, because I know this person personally, and they are not the best person or the best baby daddy, or just person in general. But
How so? Unattentive? Neglectful?
so he just lies about everything pretty much, and like he'll make empty promises, and like I don't know, it's a hot mess. It's like, yo, I don't know, fam.
How is it with caring for the child?
I haven't witnessed it as far as I know, but there was an incident where he like was switching the baby formula and didn't let the the mother's family know, and like they share the baby, so it's like they need to know that, because they got to keep her on the same
like a regular
formula. Schedule, because or else like baby that affects babies, like like their digestive system and everything. So I don't know, it's just like communication skills are very lacking. And
but is he present? Does he financially take care of the child?
So damn, yeah, he's not. He makes good money, but he always ends up stealing money from the baby's mother. And she's kind of oblivious to it, but there'll be money missing in her account, and yeah, it's a fucked up situation, honestly. And I would hope he would grow, but it's been like a while now. I mean, the baby's a year old, but they were together for like at least, I'd say, 8 or 9 years. But he was also sleeping with other women.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were they in a...
Yeah, he was pretty much broke up with the baby's mother, and like they were broken up, and he moved in with some other chick, but like she, you know, was persistent in trying to get back with him, which, you know, that's not his fault. But he pretty much got her pregnant while he was living with this other chick.
Oh,
Saucy.
so
It's spicy. It's a spicy
messy from the
situation.
get-go. Messy from the get-go.
So I don't know. I would hope that
How does the baby mama feel about it? Is the baby mama like just going with the flow, just accepting all the drama?
Yeah, she's very I'd say just like immature for her age, and maybe, you know, still has to find herself. I'll just leave it at that because you know, she's a close person to me, and I wouldn't want to, you know, bash her. But we all have, you know, our moments where we have bad taste in somebody. You know what I mean? Like, we get blinded by like what we think of that person. You fall in love with the idea of somebody when you're not really actually in love with that person, and you get blinded by that. And we've all been there, so I don't judge her for it. I think he takes advantage of her, and I hope that it becomes resolved, because just for the baby's sake.
Unfortunately for the family, like, I'm sure it's super frustrating to see this like person that you care about kind of get treated like nothing, you know, or like given the runaround. So I can tell, like, I know it's probably frustrating, but unfortunately it sounds like one of those situations where, like you said, until baby mama actually decides to kind of grow and like take initiative and like decide, hey, enough is enough. There's really not much you can do, because like it's really baby moms that has to take initiative there.
Well, it's complicated. It's complicated.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's
always complicated.
What advice do we give to our listeners?
The sister?
Yeah. What advice can we give here?
I don't know if I have any good advice, because I would say like intimidation at this point. Physical intimidation, because I think he needs to get like a little fear put into him to change as a person, because I think he's very comfortable where he is, and like, I don't know, he's gonna continue what he's doing because nobody's really, you know, putting him in his place.
So Tara's going straight for the throat, straight for the jugular.
Trust me, I've thought about it. I've had dreams about it.
I've been there, man. It's really infuriating when someone, especially when there's like a child in the mix and the grown-ups aren't being grown-ups. It can be infuriating. But I don't know what would work on a guy like that, because you beat his ass. Like, we've seen it in tech when the girl that's talking the most shit gets her ass beat, has like her mouth wired shut, and then the second the doctors take those braces off, they're back to talking shit. They're back to being their normal shitty selves, like
Kanye,
and then their ass again. So like, what do you schedule? Periodic ass whoopings? It's like, but it's more so like, just give all the resources you possibly can to the child. That should be what's important here. You know, adults are going to be adults. People are going to be who they are, and especially when it comes to like love, which we all can be blinded by and like are vulnerable to things. It's going to be rocky. And so the best thing is just to give as many resources to the child as possible, and always make that child the focal point of things.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
That's good advice, because that baby sounds like that baby's gonna be seeing some shit.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's always a good or bad thing, because I feel like if you shelter a child to an extent, it's also not good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not saying trauma is good for a kid either. I don't know the answer, but I feel like a good balance. I don't know. I'm not a mother. I can't even say, but I feel like everybody gets fucked up one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own burden that they have to carry.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the next? Let's keep it moving.
When someone with a significant other when someone's with someone with a significant other who won't stop eyeing someone else that's not them. I think there's a layers to that because
there is layers, and I want to play devil's advocate, but not yet. Go.
Okay, so it's like, okay, there's a significant other who won't stop eyeing someone else that's not them. Number one, is it one consistent person that this person is oogling?
Oh, true.
Or is it you just don't want this man looking at anybody, which I have an issue with.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I even look at a fat ass that walks by, like come on, like, I don't know. I feel like that's, but if it's like this person just is constantly looking at other women.
No disimulo.
No, yeah, just is like, and if you can hear that, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't sound discreet. Does that sound discreet to you?
No. No, I get it. I mean, like, I understand, like, some dudes just don't know how to play it off. That's number one. Women are sensitive. Like, I'm gonna need you to have some tact, okay? That's one. But I will say, like, to sit here and to expect your significant other to have blinders on just throughout life is like expecting, I don't know, like a unicorn to come crossing the street, you know, like I think that's like pushing it a little too much. However, like you said, if it's like just one person that they keep eyeing, I'd be a little suspicious, or a little bit like, hey, like, who's this one person that you keep eyeing? But if it's just like, oh, we're at the mall and I notice like, oh, my significant other is like checking out other butts and boobs, and it's gonna honestly, I think it's gonna happen. Honestly, if I see a dick print in a sweatpant walking by me right now, I'm probably gonna like glance over, honestly, and like,
dance, but don't fall out of your chair, like, don't.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not gonna like, you know, ogle it and like start drooling at them. I'm gonna like, you know, peek real quick and then look away, like, you know, you gotta play it off.
Describing men like drooling, like falling on the floor.
Come on, but you know, like, play it off, and I feel like a lot of men, they just don't play it off as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so to add another layer to that, is that something that you should be alarmed by in a relationship? Is this one of those things that is going to say, ooh, you in danger?
I think it has to do with security, the dynamic that you have with your significant other. Honestly, if you have that dynamic and you know, like, hey, they're gonna look at somebody, but at the end of the day, it's here. Like, and you feel like confident in that, then like, hey, like, I feel like there's no. But if you don't have that dynamic, like, I get where that might be an issue. But again, that comes with like your own personal growth and like your own security within your own relationship, and like how much you trust your significant other. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there with significant others that they don't trust, and I feel like that's, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys there. I feel like it's not another person unless it is like very like blatant and they continue to keep doing it. But I feel like that's on the person that is with that person, because it's like they're just looking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think looking is really that serious. Well, to me personally, I guess to other people it could be. But I just don't see what, like, just looking at somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that threatening to me. Like, you're just looking at somebody. Unless it's like, you know, like a wild ass look. It depends how they're looking as well. So.
I mean, they did say eyeing, which makes me think that there's a package there. Like, it's not just like a glance. It's like
Undressing them.
And that's the thing. It's not just like a look. Like, there's a glance over. There's like a eating you with your eyes.
Yes.
There's like a I'm hungry for you. Like, there's different looks. And like, I'm one where I definitely try to walk down the street with blinders on, because I don't want to be the recipient of a lot of those looks in the street, because half the time the people giving the looks are a little fucking a little sketch, a little creepy, a little much. You're on mute, Anna. But or I can't hear you. I don't know what you said. But
We can't talk at the same time. I think that's
Is that
why.
what? No, but okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw your mouth move and like got nothing. What was it? I lost my train of thought.
I was police, but I thought it would add an effect.
So what do you think we should tell this chick? Or this person? Oops.
I have a feeling, and I don't know, because I'm a witch and I have vibes, you know. I have a feeling that this person may be super flirtatious, and it's an issue that they have. And I think it is like a guy that looks overtly at other women when he's with another woman. That's a certain kind of.
That's a type. That's a type.
That's a type.
That's
Exactly.
That's a socio.
That's a poppy. That's a socio. That's a fuckboy. Whatever language. If all are international, because we know we got international people. If you guys can find words for trapo sucios, let us know so that we can.
They a hoe, pretty much.
Yeah.
They hoes.
Exactly. So what I'm getting the sense that this dude is a socio, and maybe, you know, you need to reevaluate where he fits in your life. That's not to say that you should stop messing with him.
Just know who you're with.
Yeah, and understand the level of engagement you need to have for your sanity.
Or pull like a reverse psychology and you start eyeing people down and see how he feels about it.
That could backfire, Tara. That could send you into a fucking threesome or orgy that you ain't even want in the first place.
If the trust isn't there, then it wasn't. You know what I mean? From the get, it wasn't there.
Exactly.
So like, why be with this person? You know what I mean?
No, you're right. I agree. I think know who you're with, like, and also if you know you're the kind of person that, like, you know, you just don't fucks with that, and that's fair too. Like, you know, some people really just don't fucks with that. Maybe the flirt isn't for you. Maybe that's just not your fit, because like that's always gonna be there, you know, unless the flirt is making a solid effort to show you that their eyes are only for you and it's all about you. Unless you have that like security, I don't know that like that personality type is for you.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't like in an accidental threesome, you know?
I mean, I don't think that would happen with just a look.
No, I don't think. I was just like doing the most.
But
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's all you need.
I'm assuming this is a heterosexual relationship. If she started eyeing other dudes down, I don't think this guy. I'm gonna, for the most part, straight dudes don't really want to have a threesome with another guy. That's pretty much, I feel like.
Girl, I feel like there's a lot more fluid dudes out there than you realize.
There's fluid dudes, but not the majority. It's a very small minority.
But I also noticed that like guys categorize certain acts differently. So like think about like running a train, whereas they could be different guys in a room and they might cross swords. That's technically group stuff, but they'll call it running a train in order to absolve themselves of the.
Yeah, there's a lot of sketchy shit like straight guys do.
I wouldn't say that they wouldn't. I wouldn't say straight guys wouldn't do it. They just
no, not at all.
They label it differently.
Some guys will very like be adamant about not doing it though. But if they are put in that situation, I feel like it could be a different story if, you know, the girl is already.
To each his own though too, like, you know.
But that's also not the advice.
How did we get here?
Yeah, I don't even know. We got like deep into like sword crossing.
Sometimes you gotta talk about a little sword crossing to get through.
It's fun. It's fun.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one.
All right, moving on.
What do we do with mothers who overly criticize everyone?
Isn't that all our mothers though? Like,
what do you do? What do you do that the sky is blue?
I think you make them aware of it. I mean, that's all you really can do, because it's like, just be like, you're being heavily judgmental, and it's like, I don't know, annoying. Or sometimes I'll even do like reverse psychology and judge my mom. Be like, yo, look in the mirror.
I hold up the mirror to my mom too.
Yeah, you gotta keep it real.
You
I
know,
don't know. Yeah, go.
if it's mothers who overly criticize mothers, I think they should then form a mother gang and then jump the mother who's talking shit.
Damn.
Oh my god.
So all our advice is just like get violent with these people. That's what we're getting at. Oh, jeez. I thought we were trying to do better, guys.
I mean, what can you do with like? I think with the age of the internet, where it's so easy to talk shit about anybody in any way and completely be anonymous, it fuels it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. There's hella shit talkers out there online that like wouldn't have the balls to like, or just wouldn't have the nerve rather to step to you like that in person. But back to this question though, the thing with parents and mothers and parents in general, but like mothers, I feel they're always gonna give you their input. Like that's just a given. It's a matter of one, how much of that input you actually apply, like whether you take some of it with a grain of salt and just like carry on. You're like, okay, mom, yes, mom, and just, and then keep moving forward. Or some of us have really pushy parents. I don't know. I feel like at some point, I don't know, and I feel this way maybe because I'm getting older. You just gotta accept certain personality traits in your parents too, because like like you can't get anybody to change, like really, and like we're requesting people that are like 20, 30 years older than us to like really make changes in their lives and like to really like be like, okay, I won't hurt your feelings anymore. Like I don't think most of us would get that response from our parents. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, maybe I don't give older people enough credit. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
Personally, I think that if it's like bothering this person so much, maybe like set boundaries and be like, it makes me not really want to be around you if you're going to continue to be that judgmental. You know what I mean? And I feel like bringing it to their attention kind of will help them grow, because I think that doesn't matter what age you are, you can still change as a person and be better. I just think that their generation is very stubborn, so
Yeah, if they don't think they're doing anything wrong, like that's the thing. Like
they're not aware of it because like the generation before them like just brushed everything under the rug and kind of was like, this is who I am, that's it. It is what it is. And they didn't want to grow, and like it just got passed down, and it's like, no, you can be better as a person. It's just like I feel like they are very petty about everything, and like it's probably just for our own good because they want, to protect us from shitty people, which is just like a motherly instinct. But at some point it's like, yo, like why you got to talk about other people? Like just stop. Worry about yourself.
curveball though. What if you live with your parents? There's a lot of people out there still living with their moms and they have to deal with that on a day to day. No.
How I feel about it is that like it can be really frustrating, but I think for me, and I'm only speaking for me because I have a certain relationship with my mother, I feel like she's not wrong. She may not have all of the context, but she's not wrong sometimes at what the core of what she's asking for. Like at the core of it, I know that I need to be improving in these certain areas. And sometimes for me is that I get frustrated because it's not as easy as just doing things and unlearning certain habits that you have. Because we all have our certain quirks and we all have our certain like I don't want to say
that we're working on.
Yeah, but we all have things that like clash with other people, things that we can do to be better to the people around us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's what it is for me. But my mom can definitely be super demanding and what she expects from me. But I also think it's also her way, how she shows her love.
Yeah, and that's part of it too, is like I feel like I accept a lot of the criticism because I know it comes from a place of love. Whether I agree with it all the time or not, that's another story. But I do, you listen to it, you show a little respect, and you take what you're ready to accept in that moment, right? So if you're ready to make whatever changes are being thrown at you, like if your mom's criticizing you about one thing or another, and you're like, you know what, you're right, let me make those adjustments, then take it in stride. But if you're not ready for that, or you just don't agree, then hear it out, but then just like live your life as an adult, make your own decisions. I also don't think you should let like your parents criticizing you deter you from just like living your own adult life and having autonomy from that.
Yeah, you are allowed to make your own moves that differ from your parents. You are allowed.
And they won't always agree, but hopefully they'll continue to show you love anyway.
But also, I feel like we have to keep in mind that they're older and wiser. So I think there are some occasions my mom her judgment was correct about a person, and I was, like eating my words. I'm like, damn, she was right. Like this person was shitty. So it's like they do have that like instinct about people because they've been around longer.
Yeah.
So it's like there are occasions where they're gonna, just know what's better in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope we help that person.
Moving on. What's our next?
Okay, so our next, I know this next submission, and so I might be able to give a little bit of context. So it's when you've been fucking with a guy and he does not want to commit to anything, cough, cough, his name, let's call him Alexi. We went on a trip
Soccer
to,
player?
huh?
Is he a soccer player? Like
Alexi.
Okay, keep going.
He's not a fucking soccer player. Okay, so we went on a trip to the location. Let's change it to save the identity for the person. Florida. So we went on a trip to Florida, and then this fool never changed. So a little bit of backstory. This particular person, I have to admit, does give her mixed signals. So you're in a situationship with somebody, and you're vibing, and you're having good time and moments with them, but they don't want to commit. If you see them in public, they act differently. But then they'll take you on expensive dinners and take you out and tell you things that you want to hear. Like very much straddling the fence, that you have enough evidence to convince yourself that he does like you and he's just struggling, or he's not fucking with you. So you're getting both sides of it all at once, but ultimately he's not committing to you. And time is ticking, and you're stuck in this situationship with this guy that is in the middle.
I think she should have listened to her mom, whoever this person is.
What does her mom say?
I don't know. I feel like moms always kind of have a good judgment of like somebody bring home or like somebody you want to date. I don't know. She would say this person's not for you. Like if they're not, pulling through how they should or pulling their own weight.
Can I ask because this person, how long has this situationship been? Like, have they just started dating? Is this like an ongoing thing that's kind of being dragged out? And
it's been years.
Oh, years. Oh no, years. No, stop it. Years. Stop it.
You gotta do better.
You gotta stir the cauldron.
I'm old. Let's
stir it real hard.
Put the volume up on that. No, let me. Okay, so if you're dating, even a few months. I'll give it a few months because sometimes like people date multiple people. But like if you think you're gonna lock that down at this point, all these years later, waiting for him to like, I don't know, make a different kind of. Oh, stop it. And you know what? You should be dating around too. Because if he has you at arm's length, it's probably because he's dating around. But I could be
Or
wrong.
his dick is bomb and she just doesn't. I don't know. Like,
And, no, and that could be it. Maybe it's the bomb dick.
because I feel like that's like people are comfortable with someone, and even though if it's a shitty situation, they just stay around for like good sex or good, I don't know, vibes, good cuddling. I don't know. But
Years though of this, I don't know. I think that's not
yeah, no.
good for
I also have to
for your
think that
own mental health. I don't see why you shouldn't be dating like other people while in a situationship. But I understand too. Some people are just not about that life, like just dating multiple people at once. But I don't know. I feel like have a little bit of dignity.
Well, I will say this. It wasn't like straight through a year. It would be like, you get the courage to say no, and then you leave. You don't talk for a few months, and then you get back into it, and then he reminds you why you liked him in the first place, and then you're in this loop. So, listen, I've been there when it's like, because the thing is, it's hard to find somebody you vibe with, that you
Yeah.
connect with. So when you find someone like that, you just want to be around them. And then you find out that the circumstances are not healthy for you to be around them, and you're sad and you don't want to accept that. And you want to just make it work or convince yourself that you're somebody that can handle the situation when you're not. And my thing is that, listen, I am the first one that if you feel something, go for it. If you want to deal with this man, you are a grown person and you should do it. At some point, te vas a cansar.
Yeah.
At some point, you're just going to be tired of his shit, and then that's when you're going to be able to move on. Because ultimately, we all know what it's like to be in the throes of a relationship, and some people aren't honest about it. And they just hide it from their friends, and then they get in bad situations without help because they've alienated themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right to make trash decisions, but you're not going to get to the point where you're over him until he really takes one last dump on
Oof. 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 I wish we had the fart sound.
Like a literal or.
it. It's got to be an emotional.
We'll be right back after these messages. Action.
Dante, sweetheart, come and give your mother a kiss.
Hi, Mom. What's that smell?
Your favorite.
Mom, is there garlic in this? You know I can't have garlic anymore. I'm a blood-sucking vamp.
Ah, fanculo, Dante. I put garlic in everything. No one told you to go get bitten. If you weren't on the grinder looking for butt sex, you wouldn't have to deny the golden seasoning of our ancestors.
Ma, I love you, but garlic will literally kill me. And you know I haven't gotten laid since before quarantine even started. Everyone gets desperate.
Oh, Maron. You're still on that shit? At least it's not COVID.
At least they won't try to kill me daily like you do.
I make you our delicious family recipe with your favorite O-negative sauce and blood sausage, and this is how you thank me. You're a disgrace to this family.
Fuck you, Mom. I love sucking dick. Blood.
All right, calm down. Let's just sit down and have some dinner. I'm starving. Here, have some of this warm bread.
Fine. Is this garlic bread?
Oh shit! Don't worry, I have your EpiPen.
Mom, I swear.
Oh, stop it, you're fine. I'd never let anything happen to my baby. You know, it's a good thing these new EpiPens came in the mail just this afternoon. They're filled with the blood of some fellas called the Proud Boys.
What's that on your neck?
What? Nothing.
Is that a... Mom, who bit you?
Well, you're not the only one who got a little lonely during quarantine. I reached out to an old flame, and you know how it goes.
You reached out to Dad?
Oh, goodness, no. I'm not going down that rabbit hole again. I'm talking about my ex-boyfriend, Michael.
Who's Michael?
Michael Pence!
Mike Pence? When did you date Mike fucking Pence?
Show some respect. Obviously, this was before he met his wife and became the vice president. Best missionary I ever had, let me tell you. Did you know that mayonnaise makes a great lube?
Mom! This is bullshit.
What, Dante? I'm a woman, I have needs. I'm only human.
No, the fuck you're not, Mom. And neither am I. Your needs, Mom? Mike Pence is fulfilling your needs? You know who else would agree with you? A fly. You know what? I can't take this shit.
Sweetie, honey, put the garlic powder down. Don't eat that, no!
That's so stupid.
It's a vibe.
This is when people didn't have any understanding of what sounds good.
That
You think so?
Crazy music for crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy music.
Alright, yeah, I think.
It's like cruise music.
the bitch in here could sing though.
Yeah, she hits notes.
It's all the cliche lines of fucking 80s music.
Yeah.
The many form in the background.
This is a real group.
Alright, I think we heard enough. Let's
She's like, all right, simmer down now. Simmer down.
We're recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
She always does
What
this.
a fucking cue me in, bitch.
No, see, that's why every episode we ask.
I'm over here
Sing
singing
on.
this shit like I'm in my fucking house.
That's the best content, though. That's the best content.
Got him.
It really is, though. That's why I always just start it when, like, a vibe is
Embarrassing.
going. When I feel like the vibe is right, I will just hit record. Like, it will just happen.
Oh, really?
And they always get mad at me. They're like, are we recording?
Oh,
Now you understand.
It's fun. It's fun.
She caught you.
yeah, so that's one of the worst songs. I mean, lyrically has to be one of the worst songs, and it's so much fun.
It's not bad at all. I liked it.
And in the middle of it,
It's not as bad as Vin Diesel's song. Come
Oh
on.
my god.
Vin Diesel song.
Shut up. You
Fucking
love
bad.
that song.
You didn't
Tara.
hear it?
recently?
Yeah, he literally made his own song like 2 weeks ago.
Yo.
It's called Feel Like I Do.
I don't
do this
even- Is
again?
it an EDM song?
Kinda,
I don't wanna
yeah.
hear it. I don't wanna
Yeah,
hear it. This shit
it's his vocals are wild.
Vin Diesel has been successful for no reason. Like, they had so many great people that they could have made into a tough guy, but they put Vin
Wait,
Diesel.
I'm speaking though. Let me
Yeah.
introduce the pod.
Oh,
I'm speaking. All right, Kamala.
you're the one that fucking didn't cue me in. I'm over here freestyling. Not I'm kidding. I'm fucking,
You're gonna do great. Don't worry, Tuna. Don't worry. We got this.
First podcast. ever.
Welcome to Come Correct.
What's good?
Excited.
It's your girl, your favorite FOMO homo, your local lesbian, aka Terabyte, aka Thugnificent in this bitch.
Jesus.
And you know we got our
Yo,
girl.
what's good? We got Geny here. I don't got all these AKAs, but you know, Geny, that suffices.
Exactly.
we
But
got
what about
Anna.
Jenny Soros?
Oh, Jenny, but it's not the dinosaur
Oh, yeah.
episode. We talk. I'm like, I can't stick with that same name. Like,
You're
We're
yeah, you and Anna, you're just like you have your one episode AKAs. And
Yeah.
then you retire. You hang up the jersey. That's it. But anyway, obviously Anna is not here today, unless you think that deep voice is Anna. It's not.
It's me, Anna.
But yeah,
right.
you want to keep talking about your
No, I don't want to. I mean, the thing about that song was just like it came up on a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go on Google Play Music or if you go on YouTube Music now, which is the new app, you can, if you put in a bad song, they give you all of the other historically bad songs around that time. So if you put in like Stairway to Heaven with Led Zeppelin, they'll give you like Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd because it's like of equal
family.
gravity. It's like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
great it's only great badass classic rock. If you pick like Rasputin by Boney M, which is a
Your favorite song.
black funk band from the 70s that made a song about a Russian guy, and they all did a bad Russian accent. That will produce music that is, some of the music's actually fucking racist. Like, there's a song called like China Woman, and it's like, and the guy in the song, the lyrics are like, "Get me a China woman," and that's the chorus. And you're listening, you're like, I can't believe somebody made this, and they were like, green lighted.
Like Fat Bottom Girls. I'm sure like Fat Bottom Girls, it would get canceled right away if that came out now.
Like Fat Bottom Girls by Freddie Mercury. This China Woman song's by no name fuck who was famous for like 8 months in '73.
He took a chance.
Yeah,
he took a chance.
I think they just need a gimmick to make a song.
The babies?
Oh my god! If Anna were here, she wouldn't have co-signed that.
A small crush on the baby, the rapper.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Small?
But
That's your man's. That's your man's.
I always say he's gonna be my baby daddy.
Apparently he's got a
and he loves
pipe.
I'm sure he does.
Pipe.
He also likes to.
I think it's his
bitches.
He's a little handsy.
He's a lot of handsy. There's multiple allegations.
He's a destructive human.
Yeah.
He's not really of sound mind and fucking body.
He's just lucky that Tory Lanez is out here stealing the thunder.
Oh yeah, facts.
He probably gets the amount of pussy that guy gets.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Has to be at a point where.
And he's a short dude.
He's super charismatic. I feel like if you have charisma, man, nothing can stop you. You could be ugly as shit, but you carry yourself.
He's
the
very
right
confident.
way.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the game. Is like, how do you know? Like, how can you? There's people that are confident, like legitimately confident, based on their accolades, and there's people that are meta confident, that are just essentially confident, but they haven't really done anything. You have to like, how do we weigh that shit? Like, DaBaby is fucking confident, but it's like, what has he accomplished? Yeah, he made some interesting songs, but he's just essentially aggressively confident.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's making music where you go, have you heard that new DaBaby song? Like, I was thinking about my mother the other day, and that song came in my head. I was like, I need to pull over and cry because of how he spoke to me. And it's like, that never happens with any of DaBaby song where you're like listening, you're like, you know what? I should call my fucking friend that I lost 4 years ago due to a disagreement.
He did have one song that was about his dad passing, but like, yeah, I still didn't get that feeling of like, I'm gonna shed a tear.
But who's he selling? But who's he selling it to? He's not selling it to you.
No,
it's not one of his bangers.
No, but who is he saying? Who is he selling the song to?
Kids.
Young kids. Yeah. He's not selling. You're not listening to DaBaby. Like no one like our age is listening like in your free time. So I'm like, I gotta put this
I've been listening to a couple of DaBaby songs. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
It's more of a hype,
it's
like
a vibe
song.
It's definitely a vibe.
It's not like an inspiring music.
Like the thing is, like you listen to certain bands and certain artists for a certain vibe.
Yes.
You just know that DaBaby isn't gonna give you that like
also
that deep feeling. Like you go there because you need a pregame. You need a pregame song.
I think that's what it's meant for.
Yeah.
But to like in a sense to like I'm saying in a sense to correlate his confidence. Like someone to be that confident with that type of music, like you're essentially college party music, which is nothing wrong. I'm a huge fan, I love it all. But like your confidence,
you're like, where did he find this confidence?
Your confidence is not like warm.
All right, enough with DaBaby because Anna's gonna be like,
cut out all this baby content.
She hates DaBaby, and so we go back and forth because I'll be like, but that's my baby daddy, like, and I'll send stuff in the group chat like, here's DaBaby, like, I don't know, what was it? It was like a like
of all the celebrities I think you would like.
Well, it's more of a joke than really anything. It's more of
please, you crush on him.
It's satire.
What's your fake guy crush celebrity? Like, who'd you go? You know what?
DaBaby.
There's a few. I have a few.
What's
honestly.
a legit?
I like Justin Timberlake and Shia LaBeouf. They're like up there.
Shia. Shout out to you.
Shia LaBeouf.
Also Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. Oh my god, with the blue eyes and the lights.
I think Timberlake is like he's
overweighted.
He's great.
Oh, I love him.
He's a guy. He really is a guy who he's just you could actually he's so soft
It's
That
more
you
because
could- you
it's
could
like the
like 'em.
teenage girl in me where I was like still like questioning, do I like guys? And I had a big poster of like Timberlake on my wall, like shirtless,
Was it the
because I
pic-
was like
it the
trying
picture
to
with his
like
cock?
dude, no.
You see the one with his dick, with his sweatpants.
Dude, I was
He
like
has a-
14.
He has an enormous dick. Like
I haven't seen his dick, but
there's a picture of him in a fucking sweatpants.
Justin
No.
Timberlake's dick.
yeah, I guess we gotta research this.
I know every celebrity. Like I've seen. I've.
Oh, so this
researched.
is your 10%.
My 10% is like no. My 10% is different than that. my 10% is like it's actually a joke that another comedian does. He goes. I want a man to just talk to me and explain to me things, and I want to sleep with women, and that's my 10%.
Okay.
It's
I
more of like
respect that. I
it's
respect
weird.
that.
Like I find myself like I think one day I'll probably marry a gay guy, but not to
for the connection.
but to like wake up and have a coffee with him.
Yeah.
and talk.
But then like to just fuck women pretty like.
But you
regularly.
want him
I
as
get
like a
that.
life partner.
Yeah, like someone like I want to hang out like you know.
So since we're on that, like, who would be your guy, like celebrity crush or just crush in general?
It's tough because it's like I'm one like I like an older man because I'll feel secure,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd also want like a super you have to have someone who's going to be able to like
Zaddy.
wrangle
Yeah.
people around you.
Mm-hmm.
I've always looked at like Ryan Gosling because he's actually super famous, but for some reason like doesn't try to do the fame thing a lot, like which is an attractive point. And you'd want to pick someone like fucking like Samuel Jackson or someone like Denzel Washington because you want
Idris Elba, that's mine.
but Idris Elba's he's a DJ. Like you'd want Denzel. Like Denzel could like when you're fucking up, Denzel could pull you aside, be like listen to me,
Yeah.
cut the shit.
Listen
like,
up.
All
I
right.
can't do his voice.
All
But,
right. I don't think anybody can. It's like it's not a good Denzel impression in the world, but
but anyways, since we're talking about PCP, you want to talk about Tory Lanez or
Oh, Tory Lanez.
since we were talking about music?
I have like limited energy to give Tory Lanez. Like he's just good. He got charged.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting from me. I'm happy he got charged. That album came out too soon. I think we talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're seeing this week is just the repercussion.
Finally,
like,
justice.
Justice.
Yeah, being served.
Whatever. But Tory Lanez, like, you're getting eye rolls over here. Like that's how much energy.
it's just
I
like
have
it's
for
just too
Tory
much.
Lanez.
It's too much stuff going on for anybody to care. Like you're just gonna get fucking
Yeah.
thrown in jail for some dumb
Like
shit.
we know
you
he's
did.
trash. We know he shot her.
Yeah.
Or I guess I don't know. I wasn't there.
I mean, the wounds are there, and like now she's coming out and saying she
Yeah.
came out and said that
He's
that's
facing
what happened.
23. Like one. Like you have to be ridiculous. Like it's just to me, it's just one of the most asinine. Like he's in a position where he can make
Confidence.
Yeah.
See, no, but the
Going
thing is,
back to
but this in a sense, like
Little
when we-
man
When
confidence.
we say confidence, I don't believe that. I think it's just arrogance. Like it is
Or
just pure
Authenticity.
arrogance.
insecurity. I think it could be that because he's with a bigger woman, and she's obviously doing well for herself. You know, maybe
Who
more.
is bigger than Megan Thee Stallion right now? She's big. She's almost as big as Cardi B.
Oh yeah, not literally. You
Cardi's
mean,
like
you mean,
Cardi's
Oh,
like.
I thought you meant like literally big. I'm like, what?
No,
like
but
who's
she's-
bigger
no,
than
she-
Megan?
I mean,
I was trying to think. I was like Shaq.
Dude.
I don't know.
Everybody knows Megan Thee Stallion. Right now.
No. Oh yeah.
She's put out like 5 tremendous songs, like
Yeah.
that's
great
a-
songs where you're like I listen to Megan Thee Stallion, not around people, but I'm like,
Yo, you be
When you're by yourself.
yeah,
Having
fuck
feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You fucking
You be
sick,
doing the
great-
savage dance on his own.
she makes some fucking hype ass songs.
Yeah, but she's like trying to.
Tory Lanez is like he's known by people that
He's
aren't
not as famous.
No, but he's not as famous. He's short, and he's also like you're Tory Lanez. Like you were cool like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like you're not
He
even
had,
you're
like,
not
a
even that
few
cool
songs.
right
And
now.
when I found out about him, I thought it was a chick. I was like, oh, who's this Tory chick?
No.
Like, who is this?
I've heard Tory Lanez's music, and he's had like a couple of hits, but nowhere near as big as like Megan's music. And like, I think you're right. Is this real
Just
confidence that he has, or is
arrogance.
this like a Napoleon confidence?
Just arrogance.
Complex, huh? Arrogance.
It's just,
Extreme
like, it's
arrogance.
just
Yeah.
like, why the fuck? Like,
I don't know.
you're shooting someone fucking famous.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's like,
why are you also shooting anyone? Like,
Why do you have a gun? First of all, like, do you really need it? Where you're in
that's a whole other
Hollywood.
topic.
that's a whole other
That's
time.
another
It's like
topic.
what the fuck are you like in a sense of like why is this situation even happening?
Yeah.
You're with like a bunch. Maybe he felt like he had to protect them.
No,
At
I
the-
think he just he had the money. He thought he had the money or the fame to get himself out of this situation.
Even with Tekashi, it's like you look at him and you're like, fuck.
What a
Dude.
joke.
I haven't seen him in a while. Is he still like on Instagram?
He kind of dipped out a little bit, but it's like you have such a. It just sucks. It's like you have such a way to actually affect all these young people between the age of like 14 to 20. You can actually affect them all in one shot. But it's like
that requires maturity.
Yeah, he's not there yet.
But I'm saying in a sense of like if you know that song Earth with fucking
Oh, Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky,
Yeah.
And
I heard.
he made
He's silly.
like everybody.
You watched his show?
Yeah, I
though.
did. I love that show.
Everybody hated
Dave.
everybody hated this song because they're like oh it's stupid, like what the fuck.
I
is
liked
about?
it.
He made the perfect song for young people to start talking about climate. That was it.
Yeah.
And all he did was
And he put a bunch of like high, I don't know, like celebrities, like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, like big names.
But he
on
didn't
the
talk
song.
to the kids like kids. He said, we're going to curse. We're going to have sexual jokes. We're going to say crazy shit. We're going to make fun of the people in the video. And he got the attention of that age group of like 12 to like 20 to say, hey, this is a song that you're going to actually find interesting enough to listen to multiple times. And it's actually going to have a good message in there.
Yeah.
Right? And I look at that shit. I go, that's some genius shit.
And it wasn't even on the radio.
It wasn't on the radio.
It wasn't big as it should have been.
It wasn't as big as it should have been. And like, it was one of those songs where I wish if it was like if Tekashi 6ix9ine did that, and they just said, Lil Dicky, make the song, sing it, but put Tekashi 6ix9ine's name on that, it would have been astronomical. Like everybody on the fucking planet would have been talking about. Hey, you know, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
But it's
honestly.
like, this is what I'm saying in a sense of like goes back to the other conversation of the baby, where it's like, what are people putting out that is compelling?
Yeah.
We're saying like it is party music, right?
Yeah.
Right? We're saying it's Kai is very confident, charismatic, all the other stuff coming around. But like to me, it's like what are you putting out?
Yeah, like what's the content?
What's
the content?
What's the
That's
substance? Because we all
Tuna's a deep man. He wants to hear some deep shit.
Deep music.
I like you have a limited amount of time. Like, do you want to just listen to that just for the sake of listening to it, or listening to something that's actually worthwhile?
Well, I think sometimes you do want that easy listen because you're trying to escape from like actually feeling something or I don't know, just escape reality at the time.
Okay.
And that one,
thoughts.
but yeah, I get what you're saying. You're wasting time. You're wasting time listening to.
Well, my thing is, I don't look at it like a waste of time, but I do agree with you. There's a lack of substance in a lot of commercial music, and you Tara, like a lot of like if you go down my playlist, a lot of it isn't commercial music, and you're right. There's just my opinion is more like there's just so much other music out there that's not in the mainstream, and like somebody like me that is looking for the substance, I'll do that work to like make sure that I'm like not make sure that I'm not listening to the mainstream, because I do listen to some songs every now and then, but I do put the effort in to find the substance for myself.
So here's
there's so much content out there.
Here's a scenario.
No,
Why?
she's speaking.
Huh?
It's like I'm the moderator.
But here's the scenario. When you go down a YouTube trending music playlist and you see songs that you're like, don't care, BTS, some other shit, useless shit, mainstream shit. Why is it that wonderful music or wonderful art for some reason can't propagate into the mainstream?
Oh, that's the question of like the
But
century,
it's
right?
in the sense like we just talked about who do we talk about? Talk about Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and DaBaby.
Yeah.
Take all three of them. Meg Thee Stallion is the only one that made something like that wet ass pussy song.
Yeah.
Is a
It's like the feminist,
compelling.
like-
It is the if you are a woman, if that's not your anthem for telling men in the world to say, hey, this is not what we wanted to do, but this is what we had to do to tell you to go fuck yourselves. Like that to me is a great enough song that if they don't get in the hall of some fucking rock and roll hall of fame for that shit, I'll be disappointed because I go, no woman has ever put any of that shit.
No, they're getting awards. They're getting awards.
It is an aggressive fucking.
That wasn't gunshots. It was a motor backfiring.
But
if the mic got that.
but
Jenny's like,
I was getting ready to go under the desk.
Jenny's like, we are in a very white town, and there's a lot of Trump signs you pass driving here. But anyway, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do.
I think about that stuff because I know so many great music.
There's so many bands that people don't know about. There's so much great content that people.
But imagine,
are just
all the stuff that's being absorbed by everybody is this trash. Like,
but that's because of like the algorithms and like who's getting a check for this and who's getting a check for that.
That's the business behind of it. That has nothing to do with the artist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the main point. Where it's like when people make the case for capitalism to me, and I'm a capitalist guy. Like I love capitalism, but the problem is that business in every sector literally ruins everything. Money poisons every part of our reality. The fact that Ariana Grande, like I love Ariana Grande, I think she's a fantastic singer. I'm a huge Miley Cyrus fan, love her. But the problem is like because of their popularity, their shit music, which they're going to have plenty of, is going to be way overplayed as opposed to some young person who actually made something special, made something unique. But they don't have the popularity. But everything is so tied into the advertising and tied into like, hey, to the industry. So it's like if they don't play X amount of songs here or these songs there, we're not going to make enough. Ford's not going to want to sponsor in the show, and it's like, what the fuck then? Like it's poisoning what people are seeing. Like bad movies, bad shows, bad art. That's everywhere now. It's so, and then there's actually
it's
so
saturated.
much more. Yeah,
it's very saturated. I think there's a lot of content coming out, and it's just like they put all the garbage at the top. But there's sometimes where I do listen to that shit too, so I can't really talk.
I'm someone who listens to. I listen to Z100. I listen to poppy shit. I'm not a fan of it. All I'm saying is in the sense that like there is nothing at the forefront now that is like a song or something like that where you're like, God damn, that's a compelling, fucking beautiful song about something. And we have a few of those. Like Rihanna sometimes puts out a song. Yeah. There's a song by Rihanna called Higher.
Yeah.
And that song.
That album was great.
That is one of the greatest love songs. They played it a couple times. You take me higher. And that song is like, when you hear that shit and you're like, God, Nina Simone would be happy about this shit. Jesus.
Yeah.
But like, you only heard it like 4.5 times and in like random hours at like 3 a.m. on fucking
Rihanna, where's the album? Where's the album?
She is busy making lingerie, makeup, like doing fashion shows.
Like Tuna saying.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if within a year or so she got a new skincare line, bitch. That bitch is busy.
She's making guap.
She busy.
She sure is.
There's no money. There's no money in music.
Goals right there.
For artists, there's no money in music.
Yeah,
it's sad.
All these broke ass artists where they're like, oh yeah, like this signing company and this company, they jacked all my money. It's like, why the fuck are you making songs for anybody?
Oh, that whole Taylor Swift drama.
I see a lot of like artists, they're going independent. Yeah. They're trying to do it on their own. It's tough. It's not easy, but
it's the business model that's just fucking poison.
Yeah, this rapper Snow the Product that I listened to, she just went independent because she's like her contract just didn't make sense to her anymore. Like she's like, I could do this on my own. Why am I like paying you guys and then you're taking all my shit? Talking about, I don't know, the dream.
The dream.
Do you want to talk about the debate? The
vice presidential,
that fever dream.
Oh Jesus! Shout out to Kamala.
It wasn't as bad as
reclaiming her time.
Yeah. Jenny, reclaim your time.
Don't put me on the spot like that. No. Shout out to the Fly.
Yeah. Shout out to the Fly,
making his presence known. You know,
vote for the Fly. This coming election.
This fucking election.
Doesn't Mike Pence looks like he has no soul?
No, at all. He looks like a fucking robot.
Mike Pence and his wife.
And I was saying about us that he's reptilian because he had pink eye. His eye was like pink.
Apparently he's gay. Like apparently he actually he's a closet gay.
Oh yeah, well, like, dude.
He's just.
No, but he calls his mom, his wife, mom and mother, and like it's fucking weird.
He calls his wife
mother.
He's a soulless human.
You watch SNL? In the skit, he's like,
I didn't understand the context of.
Yeah, that's the context because they put those shields up, and he's like, oh yeah, me and mother have those shields in our bed, and I was like, I hate. He's just a strange man, and anybody that like believes in conversion therapy, there's something like a little off, you know, like.
No, if you believe in conversion,
a little self-hating.
You are a sociopathic human. Like
yeah.
There's never any statistic you could point to that conversion therapy works.
Exactly. Bill Burr said on SNL, he's like, "There's too many people in the fucking world anyway. Like, you know, if you don't want to wear your mask, don't fucking wear your mask.
It's one of the greatest.
If you want to kill
jokes.
your family, take them out.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, if you want to kill your cousin with asthma,
You want to pick off your grandmother? It's like, my God. Like, when he said that shit, I was like, this
But
is...
it's true. That's been my opinion.
But, like, honestly, that humor, like, just warms my heart because, like, I have that same kind of, like, soul.
But if you hear the crowd, like, they're for some reason thinking that he's going to say something else. Like, there's silence.
They're waiting for the...
They're like, what do you mean don't wear your masks, Bill?
Because they're all wearing their masks.
No, but it's like, but I think it's like, no, but what they're waiting for is for him to say, oh, fuck mask wearers. Like, Bill Burr is also subject to his identity in his appearances. Like, they look at him as, like, this old, sickly white guy. And it's like, no, but Bill Burr is married to a black woman. He actually was one of the main, like, he's been a white comic that has done black rooms literally most of his career.
Yep.
So, like, you can't look at that guy and go like, oh yeah, he's the racist white guy you want him to be. But you can hear it in the crowd. You can hear them like trying to get him
to connect the dots.
To connect, they're like, I knew it, white supremacy. Line him up, and it's like, what? He's just making a point. He's just, and he's like, he's also,
and
probably,
it's a joke.
Yeah, people don't
He's
understand
he's not being serious. Like, I mean, even if he was being serious, like, it's SNL. Like,
you could look at Vox. You can go. I bet you if you go on Vox or Slate.com right now, you could just see like 100
headlines.
articles that's like, Bill Burr reveals why he thinks white supremacy is okay, and has nothing to do with the SNL monologue.
I didn't have a problem with his opening monologue at all. I thought it was funny.
Me neither.
I just didn't
At the end fell flat. Like when he had the joke about like the LGBT, I was just like,
He was like, moving on.
Yeah.
But it was the crowd, though.
Yeah.
But like, imagine the joke he's making. He goes, like, Morgan Freeman had this. Morgan Freeman said this line in a fucking interview on like a news fucking station. He goes, Black history is American history. Like, why is it just a fucking month? You know? And he's like, far as I'm concerned, Black History Month is useless. Like, he said some shit like that. People got fucking mad at him. He's like making but he made a point. Like, he's like, hey, actually, like, you know, that is a point, you know? And what Bill just literally said was like, hey, have it in August and have it actually the longest month of the year in the middle of the most busiest time for everybody. But, you know, to get mad at that, like, he's actually advocating for the better version of Black History Month.
And watching the debate, watching these two just go back and forth and like pretty much avoid answering the question straightforward. It was just like
what do you think? Like, imagine what did you get out of that? The only thing I got out of that debate is that these are these two old guys who for some reason think that they're relevant.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the
how many old white guys? How many old white guys do you go to right now? Like, if you were to go to any old white guy and go, I think you are wise. Tell me how to live my life. They don't use the internet. They don't read shit. They don't research crap.
And the whole thing is like we were distracted by this fly because like the debate itself didn't even have anything else to go off of. It was just like, I mean, like, the only other thing was like Kamala actually being like, I'm speaking, but it's like, it's a debate, so obviously there's gonna be some sassiness. There's gonna be, you know what I mean?
What was the title of, if you looked at like both of the major right, major left news article titles at the time? If you look at Kamala Harris's group, they were saying like, Pence shows his misogynistic, racist behaviorism towards Kamala.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's like, Pence stood up for what America needs. And it's like, these actually have nothing to do with what happened in the debate.
Yeah. And then the fly.
And then there's the fly. And then there's the trolls in the middle that are going like, both of these fucking people are kind of fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And you go, what is this? Like, you have NBC newscaster like, Kamala really stood up for what, you know, it's like, yeah, she sort of did.
But she also avoided a lot of questions. But she also
avoided some questions. And then you go, Pence doesn't say anything because he's not a human.
Yeah.
So you can't look at his answers and go, that's a real person.
I think she's trying to actually get people to vote for Joe because, like, she wants to get in the White House, and it's pretty much her presidency at this point because we know, like, knock on wood, but he's up there. It's, the average lifespan, and he's almost at the end of it. I guess this would be a bad time to tell people to go vote, but we should still go vote.
Yeah, you gotta vote.
I think everyone should do whatever
You
the
gotta.
fuck. You go, I think Kamala Harris is a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like her.
Yeah.
And I like Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm not looking at
Tulsi
them.
Gabbard's a hottie.
She's fucking hot. She's strong.
So is Kamala, though. Kamala's
but
You got a crush on Kamala.
Kamala, that's how we're supposed to say it.
But we'll
never get it right. Like
I never said it Kamala. I only said it because you've been saying Kamala, and I'm like Kamala. Kamala.
Anyway.
But you get the point that I'm making about.
Joe's not even saying it right. So it's like
it's just all like it's just to me.
People say Tara all the time, and I'm like, no, it's Tara.
Tara's.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't get mad.
People call me Tuna.
I mean, that's your name.
It just sucks because I wish it would.
Wait, so what's your name?
My name is Tuna Han.
Tuna Han?
Yeah, and then people call me Tuna, and then old Italian men for some reason call me Turk.
Yeah. Or Tuner. Do people call you Tuner?
No. Anybody who calls me Tuner, I immediately stop talking.
Tuner? Like soda?
People call me.
My grandma says soda all the time. That's why I thought of that.
Some people call me T, which I just tell them every time, like, please.
What's your preferred nickname?
My preferred pronouns? They, them. No.
Don't even.
No. I hate my name, so it's whatever. Like, if you just call me Tuna or Turk, it just works out. But I'm going to change my name. Like,
you're gonna change your name, like, for real?
Why, Tuna?
I just don't like my name.
What are you gonna change it to?
But you lived on.
I want to be Clancy.
Clancy? No, what if you gotta
Bro,
find a better name
what?
for you?
I want to be Clancy because
Clancy.
that's I want to be like.
But you're Tuna.
I want to be Clancy, a guy that lives in the woods, and just
with 3 teeth.
3 teeth, just being a fucking degenerate alcoholic by myself.
You ever seen Deliverance?
It's a great movie.
Well, even they had the skit where Kate McKinnon was like a doctor on SNL. She was a doctor, and like I don't know if it was scripted, but she broke character, and like Colin was like, "Yo, are you good?"
Yeah. Because
she was like bugging out, like she was having a moment, but it could have been like part of the show. I'm not sure, SNL.
She actually broke character. They said she broke character, but the skit was okay. But look at the doctors that Trump had talking.
Yeah.
Dr. Sean Connolly, whatever his fucking name is. Did you administer oxygen to the president on Thursday? The president didn't receive any oxygen today. Dr. Connolly, I know you said that the president didn't receive oxygen today, Saturday. Did he receive oxygen on Thursday?
Yeah.
Like I said before, the president did not receive any oxygen today or yesterday.
Well, they're getting paid off.
So this is the point that we've gotten to in this country, where people look at that and they go, "He's our president. He's being strong."
Dude,
and you go, "What are you? This is normal."
dude. I talked to my dad the other day on his birthday. Like I try not to bring up politics, but it always ends up coming up because he's a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the debate, and then he was like, I was like, yeah, who knows if Trump even had COVID? And he's like, why, you think your president would lie to you? And I'm like,
hell yeah.
Maybe. How many presidents have lied to us beforehand?
Wait, so your dad takes Trump's words at like face value?
I don't know. I really don't know
everything.
because the way he looked at me, like, I think he also doesn't believe what Trump's saying anymore either. But he's like so deep in it, he doesn't even know how to like backpedal because there's no other option at this point. Man.
I like the new method of where I go. When I go to holiday parties, I'm at someone's house. I go, I'm gonna be the guy that doesn't know things. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about. I don't even want to get into. I could give a fuck. I'm gonna eat turkey. I'm going to take whatever presents I have. I'm going to go home and I'm going to fucking sleep easy. You want to know why? Because having a conversation with either group of people is...
It's exhausting.
It's just exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like talking in circles.
Uh-huh.
That's why. Yeah.
And they don't really like hear themselves sometimes. But anyway, we're getting
hella sidetracked.
Let's do our freaking verses at least. Like to to give
To
some
lighten up the mood a little
yeah,
bit.
let's lighten the mood a
It
little
got
bit.
heavy. I'm like, abortion.
Crazy depressing for the last hour.
Presidency. Elections.
I mean, but we had some good points, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
people get something out of it at least. You
yeah,
know?
go vote, I guess, and like I don't know, stay sane, people.
Yeah, whatever
Go to
makes you
therapy.
happy. Let's go.
Versus. Hold on,
Where's the
I wasn't ready.
Where's the versus
I don't
sound?
know.
Here we go. Let's go.
What's the
All right,
verses?
all right.
Oh,
So you know how they were doing like the versus battles, like certain
Yeah.
certain artists.
Snoop Dogg versus DMX.
Yeah, those. So we have our own. Like we'll just do like random things, like whatever we feel
Okay.
we want to verse. Like last week we did Tim's and Doc's.
Versus
Yeah. I think I remember this one.
Yeah. Okay, so we have, since it's around Halloween season,
still spooky season.
spooky season, we got The Craft and Practical Magic.
Boom.
Craft.
Have you watched either of those?
Craft magic.
No.
The
The Craft. The
and
movie with the
Practical
witches.
Magic.
Maybe Tuna might not be into this
Alright.
kind
No,
of stuff.
I've never seen it.
I got
Really?
opinions.
No, I don't. I watch like real magic. I don't watch like. What do you mean like?
Like David Blaine.
Yeah,
No,
like I watch those
no.
documentaries.
Oh, okay.
No.
No.
The classic movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Practical Magic. You have to watch
never
it.
heard of this.
Tuna, you have to watch
Is it
Practical.
good?
And the soundtrack by Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like,
What is it about?
Okay, so Practical Magic is about like these two sisters, they're witches. You have to watch it. You have
Okay,
to
so then have your verses. What kill it? What what's better?
I don't know, so I really enjoy Practical Magic. It's like very nostalgic for me, and the soundtrack for me is just
yeah.
choice, because Stevie Nicks could do no wrong. And I do enjoy Nicole Kidman's character. She's problematic as fuck.
Yeah,
but I do
she's a
enjoy
hoe.
problematic character.
She's a little thoughty in the movie.
But I gotta say, The Craft is the shit.
Craft is the
Craft
shit.
What's The Craft
is the
about?
shit.
It's about it's like Mean Girls. It's like Mean Girls, but they're witches. Pretty much, just think that.
Yeah.
So it's the worst version of Mean Girls.
Except
Shut up! Why do you hate witches so much?
we're in the charmed territory, and I want to say it came out around the same time. There were a bunch of movies around the same time that came
it's
out.
probably good, but
But The Craft, it's kind of like Mean Girls, but except for the Mean Girls aren't the popular girls; they were the most unpopular girls.
Yeah.
And then they start playing around with witchcraft, and they make their own coven. And
They fuck
then
with dark magic.
Then they fuck with dark magic. Then they become the popular girls, and then it just becomes a whole shit show of like bullying, and like it has its own lesson in that. But I do fuck with The Craft because there's just who's the main the main evil bitch that goes crazy.
I forget her name. She's in Waterboy
I just
too.
like
Is that it?
I think that's her.
I know Nev Campbell's in it too, though, right?
Oh, Nev Campbell was in it, but she was the one with the
Oh
with
yeah,
the scars.
Feruza Balk. That's her.
Yeah.
That's her.
I think she's really. Oh, she looks interesting now.
she's terrifying.
But I love her.
and
her role.
she's scary in that movie.
She is scary.
I would have nightmares about her because they make her like the bad guy.
Wait,
Just
so
a
which one do you
savage.
like more?
I like Okay, I have a soft spot
You're
for
a softie?
I'm a softie. I have a soft spot for Practical Magic. It just like makes me feel like, oh, we're in the Halloween
Wholesome,
season,
happy.
and then it like brings me back to when I was a kid and I watched it with my mom and things of that nature.
The
From
Craft was definitely an
1998.
edgier film. It was
Yeah.
a little darker.
Mhm.
Like you can-
These are some historically bad reviews.
yeah.
Practical
Magic, yeah.
But bro,
it's a cheesy film,
Yeah.
but I love it.
it's cheesy, but it's like a feel good thing.
It's a
you know,
feel-
like
The audience liked it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a nostalgia.
it's like a cult classic, almost like
Yes.
Hocus Pocus, where it wasn't supposed to be like a big movie, but like it
the people
was.
that liked it
Love it. Yeah. It's. But anyways, I think this is our longest podcast for sure.
Yeah, this is hella long. We're gonna have to do major editing.
Oh my god.
Like we're gonna have a 3-hour long episode.
No, it's
We'll catch everybody on another 4.5 hour episode of Come
All
Correct.
right, deuces.
Peace.